Most of us have heard about the ancient Chinese civilization, but what we know about it is still quite limited compared to other ancient civilizations like the Egyptians or the Greeks. Even so, we know that there was one major city that served as the capital during the Shang Dynasty, somewhere in the North China Plain. But where exactly? The answer to this question has remained elusive for centuries. That is, until recently, when archaeologists announced the discovery of 13 lost ancient cities. And according to them, these cities could rewrite history. So let's explore together the archaeological findings that are rewriting history. In today's video, it all began with a farmer. In 2001, while tilling his fields in the North China Plain, a farmer came across some strange artifacts. He was farming in the region of Enyang Hunan province. When he saw these strange objects, he had no idea that they would turn out to be pieces of a historical puzzle that had been missing for thousands of years. He immediately reported his findings to the local authorities, who then brought in archaeologists to investigate further. They discovered the remains of large buildings, including what seemed to be a huge palace complex. They also found heaps of relics from bronze vessels to artwork made from bone. It was clear that this place was once an important settlement, but they couldn't say for sure whether it was the mythical Shang capital that they were looking for. To make matters more confusing, between 1893 and 1974, several tombs were discovered in this same area. These tombs contained many valuable artifacts, such as precious metals, jade and ivory items and bronze wares. However, historians struggled to connect these artifacts to a specific dynasty. They knew that they must have belonged to an elite class because of the sheer opulence of the items buried alongside whoever had been laid to rest. However, this was the extent of their knowledge. To make things worse, these tombs were looted badly. This meant that whatever clues they might have held regarding the identity of the deceased and the time period they lived in were lost forever. Because of these two sets of discoveries, the region became known as the birthplace of Chinese civilization. Between 1950 and 1976, archaeologists conducted several excavations here, each one adding another layer of complexity to the mystery. They found evidence of sacrificial pits used in elaborate ceremonies. They also found human bones and animal remains suggesting mass sacrifices. There was even evidence of cannibalism. However, despite all of these discoveries, they still couldn't identify the time period to which this site belonged. It wasn't until 1976 when archaeologists made a significant breakthrough. While digging through the ruins of a building, they discovered a large collection of oracle bones. These were pieces of turtle shells and other bones that had been used for divination. The process involved heating or puncturing these bones in order to interpret signs from the gods. Many of these bones bear inscriptions in a script that had never been deciphered before. After comparing these newly found inscriptions to others that had been discovered in the area, experts realized that they were written in the ancient Shang script. This was a pivotal moment because it connected all of the artifacts found in the region to the Shang Dynasty, which lasted from approximately 1600 to 1046 BCE. Suddenly, everything made sense. All of the seemingly disconnected pieces of the puzzle fit neatly into place. The Shang Dynasty had been one of the most powerful and influential periods in ancient Chinese history. Its kings ruled over a vast empire that stretched from the Korean peninsula in the north to the south. They were responsible for many innovations, including the invention of the compass, the chariot, and the earliest known system of writing in China. However, up until this discovery, archaeologists had very little information about where the Shang rulers lived or where their empire was located. Most of what we know about the Shang Dynasty comes from a single site in Enyang. Since the 1980s, archaeologists have been excavating a series of settlements near the city of Enyang. One of these sites, known as Yanshi Jihu, was once thought to be the Shang capital. However, recent excavations have revealed that it was just a suburb of the real capital. It took almost 40 years, but finally, the search for the true Shang capital was over. This incredible discovery changed everything we understood about the Shang Dynasty. It allowed historians to gain a deeper understanding of one of China's most important periods. By studying the layout of the city and its many structures, as well as the artifacts found within them, they could piece together how life was lived during this time. However, it wasn't just the physical structures that provided insights into Shang culture. The team also discovered human remains, animal bones, and plant remains, which gave them information about diet, burial customs, and even climate change during the time. Moreover, the discovery of the city also raised many new questions. For example, why was the city built in this particular location? What happened to the city after the Shang Dynasty fell? And how did the people who lived here adapt to changes in their environment? These are just some of the many questions that researchers hope to answer in the coming years. And as technology improves, they may find even more answers. With the help of modern technology, archaeologists can analyze artifacts in greater detail than ever before. They can also use new techniques to excavate sites more efficiently and with less damage to the artifacts. For example, in recent years, archaeologists have begun using 3D scanning technology to create detailed models of sites and artifacts. This allows them to study the physical remains of the past in greater detail without having to disturb them. In addition, new technologies are also making it easier for archaeologists to analyze DNA evidence from human remains. This can provide valuable information about the origins and movements of ancient populations. It can also shed light on the relationship between different groups of people who lived in close proximity to each other. So what does this mean for our understanding of the Shang Dynasty? In the coming years, as technology continues to improve, we can expect to learn even more about the lost ancient cities of the Shang Dynasty. As researchers continue to analyze the artifacts they have already uncovered, they will no doubt uncover new insights into this mysterious civilization. In addition, new technologies will make it easier for archaeologists to explore other sites related to the Shang Dynasty. With the help of modern technology, we can look forward to learning more about the lost ancient cities of the Shang Dynasty in the years to come. What do you think of these discoveries? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave us a like and share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe either. We've got lots more interesting videos coming up. Thanks for watching.